Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Ann Reardon and this is Teeny Weeny Baking Challenge number 5. And you asked me to see if I could make miniature donuts. So let's give this a go. To make donuts we need flour. Just tip that into the bowl. Everything's a little bit more fiddly when it's tiny. Some instant dried yeast. And of course some sugar so that the yeast can work. Then we need to take the butter and melt that in the microwave. You don't want it hot, you just want it melted, so about 10 seconds should do it for this small amount. Add that in with the dry ingredients and then pour in the milk. If you know how to make pottery or porcelain, let me know in the comments if you can make fine miniatures. Most of the miniatures I find are really chunky and clunky, so I'd love to talk to you if you actually make your own. Add a couple of drops of vanilla and 2 eggs. And then you want to mix that all together until you get a dough-like consistency. Clean up your workspace, put everything away, and then put some extra flour on the bench and tip out the dough. Now we need to knead that to develop the gluten in the dough. Gluten is just the protein in wheat, and when you knead it and develop it, it makes the dough really stretchy. So see here, it just breaks when I pull on it. So we need to knead it some more until it becomes stretchy like this. That looks good. So now you want to put that dough back in the bowl and cover it with some plastic wrap. Plastic wrap can be fiddly and hard enough to handle at normal of times, but in miniature size it's proving a little difficult. Got it? Okay, once you've covered that, you cover it so that the dough doesn't dry out and you just want to leave it to rise. Once it's doubled in volume, you can remove the plastic. I'm having trouble with this today. And then just knock it down. Normally you'd punch it with your fist, but my fist is not going to fit into that tiny bowl. Take it out of the bowl and then put it on the counter and roll it using a rolling pin. Whenever you guys give me a new teeny weeny challenge to do, there's always some piece of kitchen equipment that I don't have in Mini, so I need to make it before I can start baking. This time I needed a strainer for when I get the donuts out of the hot oil, and I also didn't have a donut cutter. Donut cutters have an inner circle and an outer circle so that when you cut with them you end up with that perfect donut shape. I have a big one of these, but I had to make a mini one. Just pull the center out and you can re-roll the centers, or you can use them to make donut holes if you want to fry them up like that. Then you want to leave your donuts to rise again. Look at that one. That's risen a bit too much, I think. Light your stovetop and put your pan of oil on top to heat up. Once it is hot, add your donut into the hot oil and let it bubble and fry until it browns. Look at that, perfect. Keep frying all of them until they're all cooked, and then turn off your cooktop. You don't want to leave hot oil getting hotter and hotter or it will ignite. If you watch my normal donut video, you can see that happening in real life. Once they're cooked, it's time to glaze them, and I'll link you to my donut glaze recipes in the description below. The donut ingredient quantities are there too, so that you can make donuts in real size or mini size, depending what you want to do. My favourite glaze is the chocolate one. Yum, look at that, it's so shiny. But my kids like the pink marshmallow glaze. It actually has marshmallows in the glaze recipe, so it tastes really good. And then of course you might like some sprinkles just on top of that. And for those of you with more traditional taste, let's dip some of them in cinnamon sugar. Teeny weeny miniature donuts have been fun. Let me know what you'd like me to make in my miniature kitchen next in the comments below. If you see something someone else has already suggested and you like that idea, give it the thumbs up so that we can get the one that's the most popular to the top. Subscribe to How to Cook That for more crazy sweet creations. Click here for more mini videos and here for normal sized videos. Make it a great week by loving others, and I'll see you on Friday.